Hola, buenos dias, guys. John here con Bebecita 420, 7 in the morning. And I got this email from a guy asking a question about retirement. I'm gonna read his email. He said, "Hey John, my name is Johnny. I'm a subscriber and I'd like to get your advice. I'm getting ready to retire this 4th of July. I guess 4th of July is Independence Day for you to be free from the rat race and for Independence Day celebration of America at the same time. I'm 62, good looking, and very fit. I'm also half Filipino, half Mexican. I've been looking to retire to the Philippines or Mexico. I'm single and my retirement will be $3K a month, plus I have savings. I've been both the Philippines and Mexico and have girlfriends in both places. But now I'm leaning more towards the Philippines because I could live good with that income. What would you suggest? And also, I'm thinking of settling down and getting married." So that's the entire email right there, guys. And I'm gonna go through it one more time and break it down now piece by piece. So, like I said, he's getting to retire this 4th of July. Independence Day, he's gonna get his independence the same day that America got its independence, so it's kind of a funny coincidence. All right, so you're 62, good looking, and very fit. All right, so I said this in another video, guys. If you're good looking, don't go around saying you're good looking. How do you even know you're good looking in the first place unless a shitload of girls are telling you that? And even if they are, you shouldn't go around saying it or telling people that. Like, doesn't even matter. It's no different, like I mentioned, than a rich guy. You don't see rich guys going around saying they're rich or they're millionaires. You don't see guys that can fight and can kill you with their bare hands saying that they could going around saying that they could kick ass. They do the complete opposite. And so when guys are saying this kind of stuff like, "Oh, I'm good looking," you know, like it shows the opposite of what you're saying. It's almost like you're just saying it to try and prove to yourself or your self-confidence or whatever, to boost your self-confidence. And just because you believe it, you think that by saying it, you're making others believe it too. I don't know what you look like, and I don't really care, and it doesn't even matter. Like, I did a video that said there are no ugly guys. Take a look at that. And like I said, just be humble. And like, if you were a Chad, Chads don't go around saying they're Chads, that they're good looking. They just go and bang chicks, and they already know it, and they're confident and silent about it. Just like I said, the fighter that knows how to kill with his bare hands ain't going around picking fights or saying he's a good fighter. He'll even avoid fighting as much as possible, even try to run away, and fighting is his last resort if he can't avoid it. You're half Filipino and you're half Mexican. That's great. And it says you've been looking to retire in Philippines or Mexico. That works out well for you because you can get your dual citizenship in either one, because in both countries they have visa requirements. In Philippines, the visa for you to stay there is even shorter than Mexico. Mexico will give you 180 days, 6 months on a tourist visa, but the Philippine visa is very short, and you're gonna have to keep renewing or leaving the country and coming back. So you got to think about that. But if you're both, you can get your Philippine citizenship and your Mexican citizenship and get a Filipino passport and a Mexican passport. And you can stay in either place for as long as you want. You could also buy real estate in both places. You can also open a business in both places. So you're single and you don't mention if you have kids or what, or divorced or anything like that. You just say you're single and you're 62. 62 years is a long time to go through life and not have been married, especially during the times you grew up, and not go through life during your era of not getting married, because a lot of guys brought up during your time were brought up to marry and do the traditional thing. So if you didn't live the traditional life, good for you. But at that age, you know, do you not have a legacy to leave your shit to? I think about that too when I'm older. If I don't have kids at that age, that would be kind of a sad life. What good is all this money and all the shit that I worked hard for, and like my bloodline ends at me? You know, like, I need to pass on my stuff, my knowledge and everything that I've accumulated throughout my life to my to my offspring. I'm just thinking about what age that I want to have my kids, and kind of been planning out how I would live my life to where it wouldn't affect me. Like, where having a kid wouldn't be a burden at all, not whatsoever. It wouldn't change my life. The only way I'm going to have a kid is when I can figure out how it won't affect my life or change my life whatsoever, to where I can still keep doing what I'm doing and have everything taken care of for me, and raise my kid differently than how all the other kids are being raised right now. Because the way kids are right now, they're very ungrateful, unappreciative, you know, especially in America, and they're just glued to their phones all day. And I won't let that happen. They're gonna get like disciplined, learn business, martial arts, you know, a bunch of different languages, play instruments, you know, a whole bunch of stuff to make them productive, and like entrepreneurship, and teach them how the world of money works and how to gain their freedom. And if it's a boy, how not to get taken advantage of the women, and if it's a girl, how to be the one taking advantage of the guys, and also at the same time be independent and not have to rely on anybody. So I'm just kind of planning it out that way. But anyways, back to this. You're single and your retirement will be $3K a month plus a savings. You didn't say how much your savings is. Savings doesn't go very far. If you're trying to live off savings, you're gonna outlive your savings. 3K a month is okay. It ain't great. You ain't gonna be living a amazing life. You'll be living a better life than the locals do, but it just depends on how your living standards are. For me, that wouldn't be enough for the lifestyle I live. You know, I like to take trips. I like to go out. I like to meet a lot of girls. And like, you know, if you're planning to bang chicks and you can't get girls to like you, even if you're getting girls that are normal girls that are like cashiers or receptionists or whatever you're finding, it still costs money to take them out. And so like a 3K a month plus your living expenses and everything, you know, you're still going to be on a budget. So my suggestion is figure a way to make more money. Just because you're retired doesn't mean to stop figuring a way to make money. You know, like now that you have all this free time, use it to start a business, do something online. I don't know what kind of work you did. You didn't say what kind of work you did. So maybe you can do some kind of consulting, recruiting, whatever it is in the industry that you work for, and make money and try to do something remotely that allows you to still live over there, and or wherever you choose, and make extra money, because 3K a month is still not enough. That only leaves you $100 a day to spend. You know, shit, I go and spend $200 just taking girls out to go have drinks and food over here, and this is Mexico. You know, so if I was only living off 3K, I already blew through 2 days worth of shit, 2 days worth of money budget. And not only that, that doesn't even include paying for the place where you're gonna live, and your internet and your cell phone and food for you to eat, electricity. So that's a thing you need to consider. If you want to live poorly like a local does and not enjoy a lot of extracurricular activities or entertainment, then you can do it. But that's not the way I live my life. And you know, to each their own. Some people can live life very simply and not do shit, just stay home all day, you know, be very cheap. You know, this is kind of like what it goes back to being in a scarcity mindset. It'll put you in a scarcity mindset to where you're going to be cheap, and you're going to be on a budget. You're not going to be fun to be around as much, because when other people, especially successful people that want to go do shit, you won't be able to go do their shit with them unless they're paying for you. And nobody wants a freeloader, you know, unless you're bringing some kind of value that they need, that where instead of money you have something of value to them that they like, or that you can offer them. Then maybe then they will take care of you, but most of the time they won't. So it says you've been to both the Philippines and Mexico, and you have girlfriends in both places. I don't know what kind of girlfriends you have, but if you ain't there, like I mentioned, 70 to 80% of the time minimum, then your girlfriend, what kind of relationship are you having? Just a pen pal relationship, video chatting, that kind of, that's not a real relationship. You have a pen pal at that point. So I don't know, like, what you're considering what a real girlfriend is or what a real relationship is, because that's not it. And like how you can say you're balancing both, I don't think you really are, because like I said, if you're not living in both, then your girlfriends are banging other dudes and they're laughing at you behind your back while you consider them your girlfriends. So wherever you're going to be, the only way you can have a real relationship is if you're there actually spending time with them, because relationships are based on a connection, and when you're apart, that's a disconnection. You know what I mean? So you're in America and they're in another country. So you're just like, essentially, they're almost like retainer girlfriends to you. I don't know where you met them. Maybe you met them on Tinder or online or some kind of these dating sites where these girls are looking for a husband or bride or whatever, and you're considering them your girlfriend. Like I said, I don't know who you are, how you think or whatever, but that's why I'm trying to shed some light on this, because based on what I'm reading, this kind of sounds like possibly your situation, what I'm describing. You also wrote, what would you suggest? And you're also thinking of settling down and getting married. For what? What's the point of getting married? What benefit are you going to get? You're already super old. Why do you need to get married again at this age? Just live out the rest of your life. And the only thing that getting married would do for you is if you want to be together, bonded, you know, based on your religion or whatever, that kind of thing. That's probably the only benefit. And if you want to give your wife American citizenship and you have shit to leave to them and raise your family in America, but other than that, there's really no benefit for a guy to get married, because if you bring the girl to America, she'll get half your shit, but what it looks like, you don't have much for them to take anyway, you know. So you don't have assets. You don't mention any assets here or anything, and your retirement is very low, so it's not like they wouldn't be benefiting that much anyway, so you don't have a lot to lose. But like I said, there's really no benefit to getting married. The only thing you can use your getting married thing for is kind of like a carrot to dangle in front of the chicks to give them the visa. But at that point, do they really love you, or are they just using you to get married and get their visa to bring the real guy they love, the real boyfriend, the real broke boyfriend, and their family to America? You gotta be aware of this stuff. I suggest you watch my other videos, and because it looks like you haven't watched, like, I covered a lot of these topics that you're asking already in other videos. And another good one would be I did a video called Passport Bros Are Moving Abroad. Watch that one. I talk a lot about the Philippines in there, and kind of like the good and the bad and stuff. And that maybe you can, with this kind of income, if you live in the province, like a rural part of the Philippines where it's like not so developed, you can live like a king there on what you have. You know, you can get a maid for like $400 a month for their salary, and she'll cook and clean for you and do your errands and stuff, do your laundry. You know, that's one thing that I miss about Philippines that I don't get here in Mexico, is I had a maid that came every day and she'd do everything for me. I'd even send her to buy condoms, and like I would laugh. I would intentionally send her to buy condoms because it was funny. You know, she was an older lady, and the people at the store would always be looking at her like, man, why is this lady buying so many condoms? And she would be so embarrassed. And then every time I tell her, she's like, can you please just buy them, because I'll buy anything else, but I don't want to buy the condoms, because all the salespeople laugh and like keep saying stuff and like wondering about her. So, but I still made her do it. I thought it was funny. Yeah, watch a lot of the other videos I've done already that I cover a lot of these questions. Like, so here's the thing, guys, like I get a lot of emails and questions, and it's repetitive, and that's why I record the videos, so that way I don't have to keep repeating myself over and over again. It's very repetitive. I get the same questions over and over and over again. So like, if you're gonna write me a question, watch the other videos first before, and then send me a question, because then most likely it'll be something that I haven't covered that can help other people as well, not having repetitive stuff all the time. You also didn't mention if you could speak Spanish or if you could speak Tagalog, the Philippine language. So that plays a part in the decision as well. Your standard of living, you didn't mention what your standard of living is. Some people can live poor and live in a box. Some people want more. you know, so I don't know what that is, so I can't give you advice on that. I can only give advice on like what I like, my preferences, but my preferences are not the same for that everybody else has. And then also, you said you've been to both places. Good. Are you okay living in a typhoon during a typhoon and hurricanes all the time in the Philippines every summer? Every summer, flooding. Are you okay with that? You got to be careful with that too. You can get wiped out from that financially, and not only that, like physically too, your health, or you know, even die from a strong hurricane like that, depending on where you decide to live over there. Southern parts of Mexico have the hurricanes too during the summer because it's still on the equator, so you got to think about that too. So I don't know where you're going to choose on living. Philippines has a shitload of mosquitoes everywhere. Traffic is horrendous. You know you don't say how you're going to get around. Are you going to do the local jeepneys and transportation and tricycles in the Philippines? Or are you going to get your own motorcycle? Are you going to get a car? Are you just going to use taxis? So these are all things that you got to consider. The same thing you got to consider in Mexico. And what kind of food do you like? You know, do you prefer Mexican food or do you prefer Filipino food? And what kind of girls do you like? Do you prefer Mexican girls that are more voluptuous, more outgoing, more fun? Or do you prefer Filipino girls who are more reserved, shy, but they don't have tits and ass? They don't look as pretty either, majority of them. And I'm not saying that in a way to put down the Filipino girls. I'm Filipino, you know, but I'm here to tell you guys the truth. Like, if you go through the mall in the Philippines and you look at all the girls, all of them, every single one, and you do a head count of how many of them were hot, majority of them are not hot. But if you go do a head count and walk through a mall in Mexico or Latin America, your head's going to be turning left and right all the time because there's so many hot girls. And like, I'm here to tell you like a non-sugar-coated point of view, and like give it to you guys real. And it's not to put down anybody or to talk shit or anything, because I'm Filipino, you know, like those are my people, and I'm not trying to talk shit about them. They have more of like an indigenous look, and they're not known for having big tits and ass. They're more like skin and bones, you know. So these are all things that you need to consider. I lived there for 10 years, so you know, I was enjoying, and I was dating the hottest of the hot, like model girls. That was my crowd. And I also banged working girls. I didn't discriminate. I do the same thing anywhere I go. I will go and hang out with the regular girls, make friends and stuff, and then I'll also bang working girls. Don't matter to me. As long as I'm attracted to them, don't matter. And what else can I tell you about like choosing either or, which other place? If you're planning, are you planning to come back to America? Your budget isn't going to allow you for much travel. Plane tickets are over $1,000 now to go back and forth to the Philippines to America. So you're still going to have to pay for your expenses while you're not there. So it's cheaper to fly back from Mexico to America than it is to Philippines. So that's something to consider as well. You're not going to be doing a lot of traveling. Are you ever planning on coming back at all? Or are you just going to stay there and die there? You're planning to die there? At your age, you got to start thinking about your exit strategy of life. What's going to happen when you die? Are you planning to buy a place there, get cremated, be brought back over to America? You know? So these are a lot of things that people don't think about. They just think about, yeah, I'm finally free, and they feel like they're going to live forever. People don't like to really think about death. But just because you don't like to think about it doesn't mean it ain't going to happen. These are all things for you to consider. You didn't give me any idea. Your email was very brief. You didn't give me a lot of information. So I'm just generalizing and giving general advice for other people that are thinking the same thing. You know, Thailand's the same thing. So just put Thailand and the Philippines in the same bucket. They're essentially almost the same. They just speak different languages. The people look the same, even their landscapes look the same. They're similar too. But Filipino people are way nicer, more friendly. And they speak English, so that's another thing. Like, depending on if you speak the languages, if you don't speak either, if you don't speak Spanish and you don't speak Filipino, then Philippines would be better because like they can understand English better than they can speak it, but you'll be able to communicate better with them over there using English. And they're very Americanized over in the Philippines too, in the big cities. So you'll feel more comfortable. you'll feel more comfortable over there. I'm trying to think of oh, the other thing you need to consider is like certain things, are you willing to give up or pay more for because they don't have certain things in the Philippines or Mexico that they have in America that you may be used to. The quality of the foods are not quite the same, the meats and everything like that, but the fruits and vegetables are better quality because it's more organic and it's tropical. So you'll get like a lot of that. The cheeses are not the same. So, you know, I'm vegan now, so it doesn't matter to me. But over here, I have more vegan options, and you know, the vegetables and fruits I notice are better. They're, like I said, they're organic, and you have a lot more variety to choose from as well. You know, again, like I said, I lived there for 10 years, and I had a couple businesses over there. I had a taqueria, a taco stand, and a Mexican restaurant bar. And so, you know, I did those for fun to occupy my time while I was there, so I just wasn't partying and banging chicks all the time. Gave me purpose. You know, I had amazing friends. I had the entertainment scene of models, singers, actresses, you know, all these pro fighters, MMA fighters. That was my whole circle over there, was like people like that. And it was the most amazing time of my life, one of the most amazing times of my life, till I lived this life. My preferences have changed now. I don't care about all that stuff. I don't care about models, celebrities, you know, that kind of fast lifestyle anymore. I'm more of like just enjoying the girls now and living a simpler life in front of the beach and just surfing. I'm focusing more on just surfing in different destinations. I check the surf reports all the time, and whenever I see the waves picking up in a certain location, I'll take a trip over there and just surf and enjoy tropical waves where the water's not cold. And I love the Latina girls more now too. But the Filipino girls will like be more caring and sweet, and then the Latina girls will be like, they're still caring and sweet, but it's a lot. If you've dated both, like had a true love, you'll feel it. That it's more in the Philippines. But these girls are more fun and outgoing and more open about sex, and they like to smoke weed and party, whereas the girls over there are more reserved. So those are things you need to consider, you know. And be sure you open a Charles Schwab or Fidelity checking account already before you relocate to either one, and then you can transfer your money from your regular checking account when you get your retirement of $3,000 a month. You can transfer it to your Fidelity or Charles Schwab and withdraw it from any ATM over there and get local currency for free, because they'll reimburse you. Charles Schwab and Fidelity will reimburse you the ATM fees. But just a warning, Charles Schwab canceled me when I was doing that in the Philippines because I was doing so many ATM withdrawals over there, and they closed my accounts because they said it's not meant for that. It's meant for like inside the US, not for international abuse. And so that's why I had to get the Fidelity card. They haven't canceled me yet because all my withdrawals from Fidelity are international as well. So I have a feeling they might do it and cancel me again, because the ATM fees are a lot higher that they got to reimburse. And then, you know, they probably have some kind of partnership with US banks to get a cheaper reimbursement. You know, if they do that, then I'll just have to get an account in a family member's name or something and just use their ATM card when I'm out of the country to still keep getting free ATM withdrawals. But yeah, that's the other thing, like, that I could give you advice on, so that way you don't waste money on having to go to money exchangers. Because before, I was having a fucking hard time always looking for the highest exchange rate before I had a Charles Schwab account and was changing dollars to pesos. You'd always be looking for a bank that has a higher one, or a money changing place that has the highest rate, and it would waste time because there's always a line and it takes them a while to change your money. Yeah, I think that's it. Like, for all the advice that I could give, trying to think if anything else. Maybe your healthcare, what are you gonna do for healthcare coverage in both countries? You know, like, it's cheap enough to where you can pay for it in cash if you need to go do medical or dental procedures. So it's not really a necessity to have medical insurance, but if you could, then get some, because it does help a little bit and it's not that expensive. So I think those are all the tips that I can think of for now. But like I said, I also did a video called Moving to Mexico, moving, retiring to Mexico. Take a look at that. I give a lot of good advice in there that can I won't cover again in this, because like I said, I don't want it to keep being repetitive. What I'm trying to do is kind of give more information that I didn't really cover in the other ones, and things that come to mind just off the top of my head. Like when I do these, I don't really prepare ahead of time. Like if I'm answering a email or question, I just answer based on like what I think and what comes to my mind. So that way it's like, you know, fresh and unfiltered, unrehearsed, uncut, you know, straight to the point, and just getting real straight talk, non-sugar coated advice. So I hope that helps, man. Like, good luck on your move. And like, oh, here's the other thing I want to talk about. Like, what are you gonna do with all your shit in the US? You got to get ready to get rid of it all, sell it all, give it away, donate it, start selling it now, because July is right around the corner. Start downsizing all your possessions, because you're not going to be able to bring all your stuff. The only things you should bring are your like favorite clothes and your electronics and any kind of keepsakes like photos or anything that you need to bring, because you ain't going to be able to bring all that shit. If you do, you're going to be paying a lot of shit to relocate all that stuff. And you're just going to need to start a new life, buy new furniture at the place you're going to. And then, you know, you even bringing a car, don't even think about it. The import taxes are ridiculous. So if you're planning to do that, just buy a car at the place, buy a used car or something, or buy a new car that's cheap. Like you can buy a cheap car for like $10,000. But yeah, so that's it for now, guys. I think that's a lot. All the advice that I think I need to give. I'm just trying to think of anything else, but I think that's good enough for you to give you some things to think about and research. And another thing, join the expat groups of the places you're trying to go. And like I said, I covered that in the other video, moving, retiring to Mexico. Check that out. And if you have any more questions after you've watched that and this, reach out, and then I'll see if I can cover it in a future. Write all your questions, and for any other guys that are planning to do the same thing, follow these directions I just gave. And then once you've seen both videos, write down your questions or send me an email or write it in the comments, and then I'll see if I can try and cover it for you guys. But like I said, best of luck to you out there. Be careful of the girls. They're all crooks. They're all gonna try and take advantage of you and lie, like I always teach. Like I said, watch all my videos so you learn all the lessons of what these girls are doing. I'm showing you behind the scenes what I see all these girls doing, because they feel comfortable enough to let me into their world and see behind the curtain all the shit that they do. All of them having a broke boyfriend, all of them lying to them, all the shit. So, you know, guys, it's not what these girls are such good liars. You will not, like, you will want to believe them, but like I said, the majority of them are doing the things that I mentioned and teach you guys. So that's why I do it. So, all right, guys. That's it for now. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios. Pura vida. You say adios, baby. Pura vida.
Right.
All right, guys. So I'm putting together these groups, my Jedi Master Inner Circle. So there's going to be 2 levels to it. You're going to have the Jedi Masters, which are the guys that are making 100K or more per year at least, and have been well-traveled, have a lot of experience, and know of different places that we can go to experience and find beautiful girls and be able to share amongst everyone and give advice to other people as well. And then we're also going to have the young Jedis that maybe aren't as experienced or just starting out in life, or are young and don't really have much money, but they want to live this lifestyle. They're being inspired, and they want to start and learn and be able to communicate with each other. So that'll be the second level. And of course, the Jedi Master level will be in both, so that you'll have the Jedi Masters also helping the young Jedis by answering questions for people that are new. And then the Jedi Masters, what we're gonna do is have like trips maybe once a year where all of us Jedi Masters come together and go to a destination where we'll be able to experience all of this together and share and network and share financial advice, how to make money. It'll be how to make money, how to deal with breakups, how to meet girls, pretty much everything that you're seeing on my videos that I'm teaching. We'll be able to network and do it in person and put together these groups and meetings for people, and kind of be my
me as the connector, connecting all of you guys together, because I'm getting all these messages from people from all walks of life in different parts of the world. And a lot of you guys tell me that you don't have anyone to share these experiences with, or share your stories and share all the knowledge that you've accumulated throughout the years. And once you communicate with me, it's like you're spilling your entire story because you're so excited to tell someone finally, because there's no one else you could take. Can't tell your friends, can't tell your family, and there's no one you can ask questions. There's no one you can share these intimate details with. And so I want to bring you guys together with other like-minded people that are watching my videos and kind of want to live this lifestyle as well. So if you're interested in joining the Jedi Master Inner Circle, still putting together all the fine details, but I'll put you guys on a wait list. Send me an email and let me know which Jedi Master or Jedi part level in the inner circle that you want to be in. There's going to be either the young Jedi or the Jedi Masters, and the Jedi Masters is going to be 500 for you guys to join. That's the screening process. And then we got the young Jedis for $50. That way it's affordable. And the 500 is to screen out. Obviously, if you're doing well, 500 isn't much. And then it keeps out the people that aren't serious. It's kind of like how to weed out the people that aren't really real. And of course, there's going to be moderation, and there's going to be like content moderation, where I moderate who gets in and interview the people that want to come in to make sure they're real. And that way, everyone that's in the group is actually there because they want to be, and that they share this similar outlook on life and want to live this type of life and level up even more, make more connections, make more friends, kind of like me and Tim, the 72-year-old that you've been seeing interview, and other people you haven't seen in my videos that I hang out with. It'll be kind of like being into the inner circle and make these kind of bonds that will last a lifetime, and these kind of memories that we can share together and have some awesome adventures together. So if you're interested, send me an email and then put wait list you want to be on, and then as soon as I'm ready, I'll notify all you guys that it's ready, and then we'll put you guys in maybe a Telegram or a Discord, or I'm still trying to figure out the logistics, but once it's ready, then you guys will be invited once you pay the entrance fee, and then we'll get you in. All right, guys, that's it. Adios, pura vida. You say adios, baby.
Adios.
Bye. Well, guys, if you coming down here to Cancun, Playa del Carmen, I have friends down here as well that can take care of stuff. If you're headed down to Costa Rica, I got friends in Costa Rica that can help take care of the stuff, help assist with transportation and activities and lodging and things like that. And then the business that helped me live this life is the credit card service business. So if you own a business and you're still paying the credit card fees, you don't have to do that anymore. Stop wasting your money. You could be enjoying it every month instead of like whatever you're paying to the bank, $1,000, $2,000 to the bank every month. You can take it and go on a vacation. Look at the ocean, how beautiful it is down here, and the weather's perfect. It's so early in the morning, I'm already sweating. It's tropical, and people are swimming down there, if you could see. And the only thing I wish that was down here is that there was more waves. But like I said, if you own a business, you don't have to pay for the fees. You can use it for vacation, take your family out, reinvest in your business, or whatever it is you want to do with it. It's way better than wasting it, paying it to the bank and getting nothing in return. So that's it. Send me an email or write in the comments. I'll be glad to help you out. All right, that's it for now. Talk to you guys later. Adios. Pura vida.